Okay, Chris.
I don't know. Said that live was starting.
It is recording right this moment.
Just said.
Yeah.
What happened?
All right. We're doing another video live in class. This is a sequel to the pipe flange block that y'all did, like video 13. We're redoing it, kind of. I'm gonna do it a different way, and then you guys are gonna do the video again, and then you're gonna compare the two ways and why we might prefer one way or the other way. So I'll be honest, when I was creating the first videos, I was just like grabbing content and regurgitating content as quickly as possible. But that content wasn't flawless, so this is a new and improved version. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is start this out with a sketch on the front plane, and we're going to use our center point rectangle to come out right from the origin. And then we're going to give our rectangle the dimensions of 2 by 2. And then we're going to extrude that. And when we go to extrude, we're going to select symmetric. All right, I'm going to show you what that'll do here. That'll keep the origin more in the center of the part. So the default is blind. That's what blind does, is whatever plane you've chosen to sketch on, it just goes straight from that plane. But if you take that back to symmetric, then it'll kind of split the difference, and then your plane remains in the middle of the part, which is oftentimes helpful. I can't remember the thickness that we utilized. I think it was 0.5, so let's go ahead and do that. And we're good to go as far as that goes. The block is done. Now we're going to go ahead and add our holes, just like we did in video 13 for the flange block. Only this time we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a sketch right here on the front plane, or on the front face, I guess. And we're going to start out with another center point rectangle coming from the origin and coming out like so. We're going to change that into construction geometry, this rectangle here. Oh boy. There is an easier way to do that. Next thing we're going to do is mention this rectangle that we've drawn in here. So the first block that we did in the last video, the distance of the hole from the edge was 0.3. What we're going to do is locate the same holes in the same position, but instead of dimensioning the center point of the hole to the edge, we're going to dimension this line and this line. So what that's going to look like is we made this a 2 by 2, I believe. Yes, by 2. And it was 0.3 from the edge, so we're going to subtract 0.3 from both sides. This side, 2 minus 0.3 and minus 0.3 is 2 minus 0.6. So we're going to make this 1.4. All right, and then we can just set these two as equal. In fact, we could have done that. Probably should have done that with the original sketch as well. Now we're going to go ahead and add the middle hole as well. And so that's going to go right in the middle. Okay, and we can go ahead and dimension that one as well. And it should have a constraint to be right in the middle. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. And the size we made that middle hole was 1. Okay, now we're missing these holes. So we're going to go ahead and add these. Sketch one using the corner point rectangle, the corner point of the center line rectangle. Do so. We're just going to dimension one of them. to a diameter of 0.2. Then we're just going to set them all equal. And then you'll be able to do an extrude cut. Move of your holes, make sure you have through all selected. That way, any changes you make to the thickness of this part, you need to make your spacer wider or anything else, your holes are always all the way through. If you know that about your part, the holes will always be through, like this is a spacer where you will always have a bolt that mounts that. Let's say you need to make that spacer bigger. Well, if you are stuck with blind holes, let's say those blind holes only go that far, that's fine, you can go all the way through, but let's say you want to make this spacer twice as big. Well, you'll do that, and then you'll also have to go back and edit this, the hole depth. Leave it at through all. And then no matter what, if you got to make the spacer thicker, the holes will always go through, all the way through. So redo this sequel, and then I'll do another video on comparing, contrasting our first pipe flange block spacer, whatever we want to call this, and then also discussing our second one here that we just did.